And now, we'd like to feature...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs. I am Anzac, and with me tonight is the ever incredible, long-contained, often imitated, but never duplicated. It's Drewy.
Yeah, good to see you on this fine Sunday night.
It's a fine Sunday night. It's the
What you been up to?
today, or in general. I guess today.
Just over the weekend.
Not
much.
digging. Like when I say digging, I don't mean like Googling. I mean physical digging.
That's good.
And
Nice.
what else did I do? Just had a little nap, which is nice, which is rare. I watched.
That's about it.
Rugby League.
Yeah. Yes,
Rugby League.
absolutely.
Like
Watched plenty of that, and what a difference a week makes.
Yeah, thank God for Rugby League. Like, just at these moments, when you have these weekends, it just gives me something to do. Oh yeah, I went to a kids' party, which was great. It was a great kids' party. There was me and
But not as exciting.
dad. Well, it was good. It was, one of these whizzy worlds. It's like a park on fucking drugs, steroids, fucking ecstasy, if you can imagine it. It's like kilometers high and fucking thousands of kids just jacked up on fucking sugar, going fucking nuts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it can drive you to the brink of fucking insanity, but I'm already there. But fortunately,
that's it.
I was just thinking
But then
about
you've got the rugby league to sort of calm that off, which is good as your medication. And it's been a good action-packed weekend filled with lots of results and a great big traffic jam on the rugby league table as far as the teams are concerned.
Yeah. Thank God. Look, we got
A stack of teams on 6 points, stack of teams on 4, and the most that you've got is 8 and a couple on 2. So it's literally a traffic jam. It's one of the closest competitions we've had in absolute years. It's making for very exciting viewing.
Very exciting viewing. So look, let's just jump right to it and talk about the greatest fucking team that exists. Fucking Manly. Thank fuck Manly. That's all I'm going to say. Thank fuck. Last week it was somber. You and I, we were fucking.
Mate, let me tell you, a week in football is like a century in real life.
Yep.
A lot can change in a week.
We've aged a fucking 100 years, honestly.
Yeah. We've gone from losing to the Dragons to beating the Panthers.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better than beating the Panthers.
I thought we could do it, I really did.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You've got more faith than me.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Let's run through the game. Like there was there was feelings. It was it was at home. Okay. It was a beautiful Saturday night. Beautiful Saturday night. We had these fucking storms. There was some teams, that Newcastle match, they were playing under fucking water. And then the skies open up, and everybody's fucking God's country. This place is the fucking best, right? And Brookvale's the fucking best. It's fucking beautiful. And it was a big day for Cherry Evans too. There was talk about that too. It was like, what was it? 300 games. Is that it? 300 games.
He broke the record, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Previously 309 by Cliff Lyons.
By Cliffy, yeah.
And now he's 310.
Yeah.
And I'm just so relieved because Manly hadn't beaten the Panthers since 2018.
Jesus.
Which is a long time. And for me...
That's PC, pre-COVID.
Yeah. And as a Manly fan...
Yeah.
It continued to become very distressing year after year. It was like the Panthers were the muscled up stud that walk onto the beach, kick sand in your face,
I hate
take
that
your
cunt.
girlfriend,
Yep.
take your girlfriend and leave you crying
Yep.
on the beach in a fetal position.
Yep. Yep.
That's what
Yep.
Penrith did for me for 6 long years.
6 long years.
And now it's just over because you just don't know when a voodoo's going to end. It was a good, close, competitive game.
Yeah.
14-8 at halftime. There was that point of controversy just before halftime. People thought it was controversy where Totu Kula ran the length of the field off a knocked back.
Yeah.
People and certain commentators were saying, oh, it could be a knock on.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying this from a Manly point of view and from a Manly fan's point of view, but I'm getting really, really, really sick of people not actually watching where the ball goes when it's dropped and just assuming that when a ball is dropped, it's a knock on, which isn't the case. It's like we've all become lazy to thinking that when someone drops the ball, it's a knock on.
When Manly drops the ball, it's a knock on. When Manly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But when someone else does it, play on. But my advice is watch where the ball goes.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that when the ball is dropped, it's a knock on. And that's what the world has become.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody everyone becomes an accountant when it comes to Manly. They don't like giving us credit.
Yeah. Yeah. So on TV, I wasn't there like you. And I felt like even the commentators were a bit surprised as well. They were like, oh, it's going to be hard to take this off Manly.
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
You know, and
yeah, one of the commentators goes, oh, look at the Manly player's face when he drops the ball. You can tell by the face. Don't look at the face. Look at where the ball goes, you idiot.
But if they looked at fucking faces, every fucking try would be fucking awarded. Every fucking try.
Of course you're going to get a shocked face when you drop the ball, whether it goes forward or back, because you're trying to catch the bloody thing.
Yeah.
You're talking about someone's facial expression in a matter of a few split seconds. Anyway, we knuckled down in the second half. It got close.
Take me through it just back a little bit. So there was a Panthers first try. How were you feeling then?
Oh, I just thought it was reruns of Here We Go for the last 6 years because they opened their account very early into the game.
They looked
probably
better.
about probably about 8 or 9 minutes in, and they were 6-0 up.
Yeah,
and then
here we go.
And then we leveled it. We got 6-all, and then 8-6 because we got a penalty and the so-called controversial try before halftime. You know. Anyway, it was just nice to sort of kick away and win. And for Penrith,
take us
Dylan
through.
Edwards,
the halftime, and then we got one, and then they got one back. Is that right? Yeah.
No, we skipped out with a couple of tries after that.
Yeah,
I think we got to about 22-8.
There was a magic one where
and then all of a sudden
Barry Evans and Turbo pass and getting through. It was magic. That was the best.
Yeah, I mean we got 2, and then they got 2 back.
Yeah,
and then when they got 2 back,
was that bald cunt, and Cherry Evans had kicked it, and that bald cunt just picked it up and quickly ran through, and it was a bit fucking. It was one of those. Well, you got one fucking back for that one before. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a fucking easy one. That's my point.
The bald guy was Dylan Edwards, probably their best player on the night.
No,
I thought he was.
He shall be referred to as bald cunt.
No, I've got to give him respect. He actually scored 2 tries.
Yeah, he's a great
player. Right now, I don't care what anyone says. I know he's New South Wales captain. If I'm going on form, I'm having Dylan Edwards as the fullback.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't go on reputation forever, and he's playing the house down. And he actually kept Penrith in that game.
Yeah.
But thankfully, at the end of the day,
were you ever fully confident that bloody Manly's going to win this? Because I wasn't. It was even there was 15 minutes to go, and it was 14. We were 14 points up or something, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Penrith can easily win this. And thank fuck it was that Manly mentality. We fucking shut them down. Any other team, because Penrith were in fine form, would have been fucking spanked. And Manly.
Listen, when you haven't beaten a side for 6
Yeah.
years and you're 14 up with about 10 to go or whatever, you're never confident. You
Yeah.
just aren't, particularly when you're on the receiving end of a hoodoo.
Yeah.
You're never going to be confident in any way, shape, or form. I'm glad we got to close the chapter on it. I'm glad they won for Cherry Evans.
Yeah.
And it's just good to get back in the win column.
Yeah.
Because that's my one big knock on Manly, is that we're horrendously inconsistent. We seem to do okay against the teams we should beat and struggle against the teams that, you know, we should walk over. We struggle against those, and the teams that we don't have too much of a chance at or are the underdog, we seem to go quite well.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just a consistency thing. But then again, guess what? Everyone's inconsistent this year.
Yeah. Everyone.
Everyone.
Well, who is
Everyone.
there is one there is one team that is not inconsistent.
So far, that would be the Cowboys.
No.
If you're going strictly on
there's one
the
team.
table,
Yeah. There's one team.
and the Storm as well.
No, you're wrong. It's not the Cowboys. It's not the Storm. It's the fucking Titans.
Yeah, they're consistently bad.
They are consistently shit. They lost again.
They are horrendous.
22 to
I know.
And, you know, like, I do like Des, but I just kind of think, suck it, you know, suck shit, Des, you know?
Well, herein lies our segment. Do it for Des.
Do it for Des. Do what?
Come on, Titans. You got to lift.
No,
It is now.
I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it, all right? Let me unveil the curtain.
Yeah.
It has now been 631 days.
Yeah, wow.
11 losses.
11 losses.
And 1 bye.
Yep.
Since Des won a game.
Yep. Can I just say, if we get through this full season and Des hasn't won a game, like, we got to do something fun. We got to fucking, you know, go buy a fucking Titans jersey and wear it down Manly or something. All right.
Do you remember the cartoon back in the 80s or early 90s called Wacky Races, where all these cartoon characters jumped in a car and they had to try and win a race and get to the finish line?
No.
Well, if you don't, Des is like the character whereby his car has got 20 metres off the start line and everyone else is on their 3rd or 4th lap.
Yeah.
Except for Jason Demetriou, who is the South Sydney coach. He's pretty much in the same spot as Des right now.
Yeah.
Actually, even worse. Even worse.
Now, let's have a look at this ladder. I really hope, fucking bunnies are last. That's even fucking better. I prefer bunnies last.
Yeah.
Prefer it.
It's funny. They're on the same points.
Yep.
Even though they're last, they've at least won 1 game.
Yep.
Desi still hasn't won a game.
Yeah.
But here's the hot mail. Here's the hot mail out today.
Yep.
I've got some hot mail fresh off the press.
Yep.
The big rumour around town is that if Souths don't win next week against Cronulla, Jason Demetriou will be axed from his coaching position.
Oh, well,
he's got 80 minutes to save his job, apparently. So, and you know what? I don't like seeing people lose their job, but I'm going to be an asshole. And in this particular instance,
unless they're,
I want to see how true these rumours are.
Yeah,
I want to see if he does lose his job or not.
He's not going to lose his job. Honestly, that's not going to happen. you know.
Well, I don't know. The reporter Buzz Rothfield from the Daily Telegraph reported it today. James Hooper on Triple M reported it today. This isn't just murmurs from some drunk at the local pub or some guy in the barber shop. You know, these are fairly reputable sources.
Yeah. No, it's clickbait, mate. It's all clickbait. That's what it is.
They've gone from the
Bunnies
penthouse to the
fucking
shit
loo.
house.
Bunnies are shit, and it's fucking great. I've always liked Latrell. I always really have. He's in a bit of controversy now.
Well, he's in strife.
Yeah,
He'll probably be rubbed out for 3 weeks.
yeah,
Because during the match he had an elbow to
Yep.
Sean Johnson's head and he did a spear tackle.
Yep.
So if Demetrio's got 80 minutes to save his job, Latrell Mitchell certainly hasn't helped his cause. He'll be off the Christmas list.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
Latrell was in trouble last week because he had that interview where he was like, fuck this and fuck that.
Yeah, that was a few weeks. He's in trouble last week. There could almost be a segment. What is Latrell in trouble for this week?
Yeah.
You know, he's always
he
getting
had the great
himself in
mundane. Did you see that? The great mundane got up and said, Latrell's a good and he's no English, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they're all a bit frustrated at the moment. It's just, but you know the strange thing? When I know they don't play on paper, they play on grass. But if you look at their team on paper, they should be a top 4 side.
Oh, yeah.
You look at all of their players. Cook, Latrell, Cameron Murray.
Yeah.
The list just goes on and on and on. Alex Johnston.
They suck. All the better. Oh, it's just
they've got great players in that side, a magnificent roster. They just can't put it together. It's just not clicking.
Good.
And they're a team in big trouble. So strangely enough, we never expected the Dolphins to be leading.
Yeah, look at the ladder. I give a shout out to my mate Brendan, who was in Sydney and moved up to near Redcliffe. Imagine if this happened. Yeah. You moved up to Redcliffe last year when they were starting. Can you remember were they top of the table at the start of last season? I think they were.
Yeah, they were for a brief period.
Yeah, brief period. But you know, he'd just moved there then, and it's exciting. The Dolphins are exciting. It's a new team. I liked that they played at Suncorp and they called Suncorp their home. I thought that was kind of cool. Did I get that right? Just this weekend, they played at Suncorp and called Suncorp their home.
I think so, just for this weekend.
Yeah,
and they beat the Tigers, which is pretty impressive, considering the Tigers were coming off 2 straight wins
and playing well. You know,
well. But I'm not buying into the hype as much as others might so far, because I don't want to denigrate other sides that they've played, but they've probably had the softest run of anybody as far as playing teams are concerned. Yeah. So they've beaten, from what I understand, the Titans, the Dragons, and the Tigers. Yep. We're not talking Storm, Broncos, and Panthers here. Yeah. We're not talking superpowers here, but you know, you've still got to win what's in front of you. So I give them credit for that.
Yeah.
I'm just not willing to completely buy in on everything.
Yeah.
So you know, but we'll see how they go.
Because they, like last year, they were right at the top. Everybody was going nuts, and then they just bombed to shitness. Will that happen again this year? I don't think they'll be as shit this year. You know,
no. I do like the way they play though, because they've got a good identity of themselves. So they know that they don't have like the greatest stars around, but what they do is that they play well within themselves to their own ability, and they keep things simple.
Yeah.
And they're disciplined. They've got pretty good ball handling skills as far as completion rates are concerned. And they concentrate well throughout the course of the game. So, like, they don't do all of the fancy things, but as far as the meat and potato basics are concerned, they're doing really well.
Yep. And what I like about it too is they're showing that expanding this game, expanding this league is working. If the Dolphins,
Yeah, it's good.
you know, if it can happen there, not if it can happen there, it can happen anywhere. Like there's talk of this next team. Well, there's evidence that a
Yeah.
team can be at the top of the ladder in its first and second year.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean,
jerseys are
yeah.
being sold. People are going to the games. It's exciting. It's great for rugby league. It's bloody great. That's what it is.
Well, we saw enormous success with the Storm and the Broncos when they first entered the league.
Yeah.
They were right up there near the top when they first entered the league. So
Well,
it can
the
be
Storm
done.
were a bit
It has
shit for
been
a
done.
while, right? Weren't they a bit shit for quite a while?
Not really. They won in their third year.
Yeah.
So I think they were pretty good straight off the bat. But the only ones that I can remember making an immediate splash, like really significant straight off the bat, were the Storm and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like making semis straight off and being a
For
true
some reason,
contender.
I thought the Storm were pretty crap for a good decade.
No.
So they were
No, no. As soon as they entered the league, they were pretty good. I think from memory, they entered in '97. They won the whole thing in 2000.
Yeah.
So and that's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
It was like the Broncos entering in '88 and winning in '91. Oh no, was it '91 or '92? I think it was 1992. So like. It happens, so you can be a success like that.
Speaking about the Storm and the Broncos, Storm beat them on, was it Thursday night? Yep.
Yes. Storm did beat the Broncos.
And I was going for Storm just because of our mate Rich, who's a Storm fan, and because Broncos suck shit. And it was good. It was good to watch that. I remember there was a fun. There's just one try stuck in my mind. It was like a charge down by one of the Broncos. I was like, oh wow, that was kind of. What else?
Well, they unfortunately the Broncos don't have much luck against the Storm. They've beaten them once since 2016.
Yeah, wow.
And that was in last year's semi-finals. So if they were two school kids, the Broncos would be the bully that takes the Storm to the bathroom, flushes their head down the toilet 6 times, feeds them a dog shit sandwich, and sends them home on the wrong bus. So again, I think it's like something like 15 or 16 to 1 in the Storm's favour since 2016. And
did you ever get the wrong bus home?
My first day of school ever.
What happened? Is this at Skeggs Redlands?
No. This was when I was in kindergarten.
Oh God. Okay. What happened?
We're not like these soft kids these days where parents pick us up like when we're 6. I had to get the bus home and the teacher put me on the wrong bus.
And where'd you get off?
I was in the right line. And then I started to see the bus turn down the wrong streets, and then I started to cry.
You remember it, do you?
To this day. And then I ended up at the bus depot.
Which bus? Is this a true story?
Yeah, and then I think and then my mum came and picked me up later, and
from the depot, Brookvale.
Drinking lemonade and eating cookies in the depot.
Oh, they gave you a lemonade. Oh, that's nice.
It wasn't bad. So it was pretty good. So that was my first day. I don't remember. Like that's probably one of my earliest living memories.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't buy into this horse crap when people go, oh, I remember something when I was 4 or 3. I'm like, get out of it. I think your first memory is like 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know. maybe 4 at a stretch.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, you can't remember anything before you're the age of 4. You
I
just
do
can't.
remember, Joey, when I don't know how old was I, but I got on the wrong bus, and I got on the one that it didn't go through. It didn't go to the Balgala Heights way. It went Balgala and then up the northern beaches, right? And
Yeah.
just sitting there, just thinking, oh, I'm fucked, just scared as fuck, you know.
Oh,
Then I went up and I spoke to the bus driver. I said, when are you getting to Balgala shops? I thought, oh, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. Past fucking, Manly Vale, past, this is before I lived in Manly Vale, past DY. And then,
uh,
I got off at that pie shop in Collaroy.
yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got off there and
Mm.
and because the bus driver's like, nah, was like, nah, mate, Balgala's back that way. And I was like, so I got off the bus and then I looked around. There's fucking nothing to go to except that pie shop, Upper Crust, the yellow one.
Yeah. And you ate a pie.
Well, no, I walked in,
Yeah.
some lady said, "Can I help you?" And I just fucking burst out crying. I'm lost. I got on the wrong bus. She sat me down. She gave me a meat pie and a chocolate milk, and she called my mum, and mum came and picked me up, and I was just eating it.
Oh,
Anyway,
that's good.
yeah,
Things seem a lot
it's a
more
good story.
savage back then when you're younger. So yeah,
Yeah.
there are
Wrong
bus
bus.
stories. But
Yeah,
I tell you what,
yeah,
getting back to the game, neither team would be overly happy with their defence
yeah,
being 34-32 as the final score.
yeah.
The attack was awesome from both sides. But if one side could have just tightened up their defence on the night, they could have won. But I just expect Brisbane and the Storm to be right up there at the end of the year, even though the Brisbane, strangely enough, have only won, I think, 2 games.
Yeah, they're not high up
Mm.
on the list, are they? Yeah. But they've had
But
some hard games,
yeah, but
and
they've been
they'll
playing
be
pretty well.
contender.
You know,
They really will be.
it's strange. You can see some sides lose, but you can see the talent there, and
Yeah.
you still feel that they'll be up there. But then there are other sides where you're like, no chance. So
Moving on to the next one. Were you
Yep.
happy to see the
Mm.
Frogs beat the Roosters?
Absolutely.
Me
I was
too.
ecstatic to see
Me
them.
too.
But gee, they made it hard for themselves.
Yep.
They were ahead 26-0 at half
Yeah.
time and only won
And you felt like,
30 to
Roosters.
26.
Yeah, they're coming back. Roosters are coming back because they're cunts and they're like that. They really are.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
When Dom Young got sent off at 20-0 for the Roosters,
Mm.
I thought, that's it. This could be anything. And it got to 26-0 in favour of the Dogs. And then it got to half time. And half time was the absolute worst thing that could have happened to the Bulldogs.
Mm.
Because it was a strange game. They had their best game and best half of the season in the first half. And they had their absolute worst half of the season in the second half.
Mm.
So yeah. And they watched their lead disintegrate in front of their eyes. It was like termites going through
Yeah.
a house made of wood.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you just see the score just disappear in front of your eyes. And there's nothing worse as a supporter or
Yeah.
a player, just seeing your big lead disappear.
It's
But
hard.
they managed to hang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked the school canteen this week at
Yeah.
kids' school, and so the Isabella's teacher, a nice boy, he walked past, right, and
Yeah.
and I said, "Hey, Mr. Robinson, come here. Just a question. I put on my Superman costume, the one with the big fucking muscles, that was
Yeah.
come here. So he came up and I said, "Oh, I forgot to ask you, which rugby league team do you go for?" And he said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm a big Roosters supporter." And I thought, fuck,
Yeah.
you don't want
Yeah.
You don't want your kid's teacher
No.
a Rooster supporter. Like, we live in fucking Beacon Hill. This is Manly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
But
fucking
you
want
know
that.
what?
Yeah.
You get that everywhere.
Everywhere.
I
But wait,
hate
wait.
it. But
And I said to him, I said, mate, let's put that behind us. And I put out my hand to shake. Here, you do it now, Drewy. Put out my hand to shake. And then he went in to shake, and I just did this one. And I was just like, no way,
oh,
mate, no way. And I just,
yeah.
it felt good.
There you go.
When's the last
Felt
time you
good.
done that to someone? Done the, yeah, mate, no way, yeah.
Oh,
It's
every day. I
it's like
do
when
that every
Kano
day.
fucking rips the heart out of bah, 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 bah. It's good.
Yeah.
Every day? You do that every day?
I think I'm a certified asshole and I make no apologies for it.
Okay, all right. I didn't know you do that
So
every day.
soon. It gives you a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then they go, that guy's such a dickhead. And you're like,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
But
your homework, I bet.
on to the next. I've got something interesting for you. I've got
Yep.
another segment of buy, sell, or hold.
Okay, good, because we've only got 8 minutes, Drewy. Come on.
Okay, good. So a core stadium, which is the one at Homebush,
Yep.
where they play the grand final and everything, they're thinking of putting a roof on it.
Oh, yeah.
And buy, sell, or hold.
Well, it's quite common in Europe and in America. So buy, like, but I know why you're saying that. We're talking about this. I say buy. What about you?
I say sell.
Yeah,
I
wow.
tell you why.
Yeah.
They want to buy, and I can understand it from a financial point of view. If it rains, if it's bad conditions, you can fit people into the stadium. I say sell because I like to see a game full of rain and wind and the elements. And I think it adds to the
You're
theatre
talking
of the
about the
game.
Knights versus the Dragons.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think the roof takes that whole element of competitiveness and theatre and trying to win against the negative situation. It takes out the obstacle. So I say sell. My next one,
But
buy,
that's
sell, or hold.
all about.
Yep.
Can I just say that's all about they want more people to go, like more
100%.
people will go, more spectators will
It's
go if they know there's a roof. Like
yeah, it's about economics and money.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I'm only saying it from a selfish, competitive supporter's point of view, not a realistic point of view.
Games in the rain are fun to watch on TV.
That's right.
On TV.
And yeah, you'd be deprived of that. But mine's not realistic, but mine's a selfish sell.
Sure. Selfish sell. Like it.
So the other one, New South Wales and Queensland to share hosting the grand final, so they'll alternate.
Oh.
1 year they'll go New South Wales, 1 year they'll go Queensland.
They want that. So many people want that. Everybody outside of New South Wales wants that. Well, every fucking Queenslander wants that. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been here. Like, for example, will they ever move the grand final of AFL from the MCG?
Yep.
No. Fuck no.
That was exactly my point. Yep.
But the Rugby League, NRL, yeah, see it happening because, well, it's just that does Victoria or does Melbourne dominate AFL more than Sydney dominates NRL? There you go. Yeah.
So you're going a buy.
Yeah, I think it could happen. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think it wouldn't happen in the Aussie rules, but it can happen in the Rugby League. Yep.
I'm going a massively hard sell.
Mm.
I think New South Wales and New South Wales only, the whole competition started here. It's tradition, it's nostalgia, it's continuing that theme.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Queensland, but we invited you into our competition, not the other way around. So I don't want to. I don't care. I've already pissed off the Queenslanders, so I'm going to make no apologies for it. But you were the guests at our party, so you know you've got to live with our grand final, not yours. The other one, buy, sell, or hold. Will the Dolphins make the top 8?
Oh, it'd be exciting, wouldn't it? I think if they made the top 8, it would be they'd say, oh, they're the dark horse, and they'd say, oh, they're the. So yeah, I think it's possible. I really do. There you go. It's possible.
Okay. Look, I'm going to sound like the most negative bastard on the face of this earth. I'm trying to get a hold, or I'm trying to get a buy, but I'm going to say sell, but not by much. I think that the Dolphins will finish in about maybe 10th or 11th. And then I think they've got a better chance the year after. I think they'll start to lose to some of the top sides, but they will pick up some decent wins along the way.
Can I give you a buy, sell, or hold?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just thought of this now. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of this now, but I've just been thinking who I think are a top 4 contender. But I was going to say to you, buy, sell, or hold, semi-final or your grand final, but I'm going to say buy, sell, or hold top 4 Warriors this year.
Oh,
I reckon they're on form. I reckon this is their year.
I'm going hold.
Yeah, and Manly, we're going to fucking New Zealand this week.
That's not an easy game.
Yeah.
So
that's not an easy game. That's
I'm going.
Is
I'm
that
going
harder?
hold.
Is that harder than Penrith in Brookie fucking going to New Zealand and playing the Warriors? Because that is a side to beat. I tell you, that is a fucking side.
Look, they're on fire. I'm going to say no, only because Penrith have won 3 premierships in a row. They've been the benchmark for so long. They've won 3 minor premierships in a row. I know we're talking about now, but no matter what you say, Penrith still have that massive consistency about them. So I'm going to say no, but
Penrith, look,
yeah,
the fucking Titans. That's what Manly did. It's just good.
Yeah.
Look,
It was great to get the monkey off our back.
We've only got a minute left, Drewy. Only a minute left. I'm not sorry, which means I'm happy we've been talking about rugby league this whole 40 and talking about
it's been awesome.
how good it is. Like, it is the best fucking game, isn't it?
Game ever.
Really is.
I've got a quick one.
Yeah,
I've got a quick one before you go. Buy, sell, or hold. Should every State of Origin series hold a game in a neutral state? I'm going buy for game 2.
I fucking love that. Not always, but maybe the first one or maybe even the third one.
No, the second one.
The second one even better.
I'll tell you my plan. One year you have New South Wales with the first game, the second, and then you have the neutral game in the second. And then the next year you have Queensland the first game and the neutral game is the second game.
Sure,
so
yeah.
You alternate your first and third games depending on each year. You just alternate it, but you remain the neutral state in the middle in game 2 year after year.
Loved it. We didn't get time to chat and see if you've changed your tune a bit with the whole zoo fight. That's what I wanted to ask you.